Hello everyone, I'm Captain Logan. Welcome back to Captain Logan Show. Tonight is Rapid Fire Q&A. We're not going to do a regular lead-in topic. There is one quick news thing I'll bring up briefly, but we're not going to talk a lot about it, Jayson. Just because we got to check in on the saga of the Lanterns TV show, which there seems to be an update about every single week. I think this is like part 4. Dealing with that, but I didn't want to put it in the title because we're kind of just going to say this guy got a role, and that's about it. In fact, let's just do that right away, shall we? Welcome, folks. Thanks a lot for being here. We're going to have a kind of a different show tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. But first of all, let's take a look at this. Variety reports that Lanterns has cast Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart, an actor who is right now most known for a show that I've never seen. What is it? Is it in this article? I can't remember the name of that show. The only oh look, it's advertising a Diamond T-shirt because there's a thing that I'm buying for the Superhero Gun movie that I can't tell you guys about, but it has to do with diamonds. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyway, but the only thing I know this guy from is Krypton. And he's pretty good in that. I mean, that show is just absolute bonkers and nuts, but it's kind of exciting to see him in another DC thing. He's Malcolm X in the Genius MLK X series. I didn't realize that. I watched the pilot for that and was not in love with it, so I didn't keep going. I made the mistake of watching that immediately after I saw Malcolm X. The brilliant 90s movie, and I mean, it was... What I saw of it was fine, but it just wasn't anything like, I didn't think, to the caliber of that movie. And I didn't even know that was a thing. It was happening right then, and I just happened to pick, like, that week to watch Malcolm X. And then suddenly here was this new series that was happening. But it's cool that's who that is. I didn't realize that. But yeah, he plays Dev M in Krypton. And it's been a while since I've seen that show, so I can't speak real hard to his performance right now, but he does kind of a no-nonsense British thing like everybody in that. But he's pretty good. I remember him having some presence, certainly. But yeah, I'm excited about that show in general right now because I think the casting for Hal Jordan is really good, and I like that it's going to be centering on my favorite Green Lantern, Jon Stewart. And I don't know this actor super well, but he looks the part, and he seems like potentially the right guy.
He looks like that. He looks like Jon Stewart.
He looks just like the animated Justice League version of Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
It's like somebody sent them a picture. I almost said faxed. It's 2024. They didn't fax them a picture. It's like somebody sent James Gunn a picture and was like, hey, look, it's Jon Stewart. And he went, you're right, that is Jon Stewart. Has he ever acted before? In fact, he was in Krypton. Okay, what else was he in? That Martin Luther King Malcolm X series. He's hired.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's really all I wanted to say about that.
Yeah.
I'm getting more excited about the show, though.
Yeah.
You're more the Green
excited.
Lantern guy than me.
Yeah.
Are any of these developments getting you more stoked for it, or are you just kind of glad to see it getting cast and it's going to happen?
Yeah, I'm glad to see it happening. I'm just hoping that I think I've probably said this before, but Earth Green Lantern stuff is not my favorite. I very much prefer space stuff.
You want them to be going to space, which they're not going to do regularly on a TV show budget.
Right, obviously. But it's like, hopefully they do it right. Hopefully it's good.
Hayden Spring, I almost didn't even say that joke. I'm glad I did. He said, I still have to fax at work. I'm 23 years old. I was made fun of for not knowing how to use that. Dude, it's perfectly understandable that you didn't know how to fax in 2024.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, we're going to do a rapid fire show tonight, and it'll be Jason's first rapid fire.
I think like first or second. First as an actual co-host. Or
Yeah,
like
as the main mod.
As the mod.
Yeah,
so
or at
I have
least
to go quick.
Or at least we're going to attempt to do that tonight. We don't have a big crowd yet. Hopefully folks start... we're getting more folks coming in. I spoke too soon, but I just want to make sure that we've got a chance at getting some questions thrown in. So if we are not getting a ton of questions, I'll slow down and take my time more, even though we called it rapid fire. But if they start really rolling in, I will go as lickety-split as I know how to do. And I'll still try to give your question as much, due as possible. To make sure that your question is factored into rapid fire, you can leave a super chat in any dollar amount. But we will probably get to a lot more pre-written than we usually would. So throw those in as well, would you please? We're going to do that for the whole first hour. And then we'll take our break as we usually do. Then Jason is going to have a Next Generation segment right after. I don't know what he's talking about yet.
I have a recommendation.
He's going to do a recommends for us. I wish I brought a recommends now. Maybe I'll think of one.
Yeah.
But no, it's your segment.
Recommends.
Okay, so Jason's going to do a recommends, and then we're going to play some live music for you after that, and we just decided this right before the show, so we don't have anything specifically prepped. So we're also going to take song requests, and they don't have to be just They Might Be Giants songs, which is primarily what we play. Jason and I are a They Might Be Giants cover band, and we'll do some TMG tonight, I'm sure. But we've also been playing around with other things lately, too.
Yeah.
And Jason is proficient enough now that he can play a lot of chords. And if he knows the song, he can very likely play it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take requests for, classic rock and hard rock, grungy things, whatever you guys want us to attempt. And if it's a thing we know, we might try it. I would throw out mainstream things before anything.
Yeah.
Just so we have more of a shot at it. We'll do some of that in the second half, and if we've got more questions from this first half, we'll tackle those then as well. But if this is a lighter viewed show, then we will take the most interesting topics and really run with them. If I know how to do anything on a live stream, it's stretch for time.
Yes.
I like the way you said that. Hey, you want to see one more article before we get to a Patreon question?
Yeah.
So Deadline also, I'm just shilling for Deadline tonight. Deadline also reports that Terrifier 3 looks to slash Joker 2 at the weekend box office with an $11 million opening. I didn't even know this was happening, but look, this other kind of like B-movie clown movie is probably going to do better than Joker 2. A sequel to a $1 billion movie.
Wow.
That broke records with its trailer numbers when it first came out. This article says, who the hell saw this coming? In what's expected to be a David versus Goliath situation at the weekend box office, the unrated gory slasher horror movie Terrifier 3 is going to do better than Warner Brothers' bomb Joker Folie à Deux. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Here's the penciling of it all. I like the way this article is written. Disney/Marvel's fanboy rejection, The Marvels, free fell 78% in its second weekend last November, the biggest drop for an MCU title after a lackluster $46.1 million opening. And as we all know, I'm the only person on the planet that liked that movie, and I put it on my top 100, and I don't regret it much. as you know, Joker 2 and its D Cinema score has been pacing behind the Marvels. Pacing behind the Marvels, Jason. With its opening of 37 million. Now, does it say what the projection will be for the drop? It doesn't. Now, I've been suggesting it will probably have as big of a drop as BVS did or worse. This says on the low end, if Joker 2 takes a 70% tumble, that's what I said it would do. That means an $11.2 million second weekend. But if it follows Marvel's, it would be $8 million or lower. But yeah, just the idea that this Austin told me about this. I thought it was hilarious. I've been seeing other people post about it. I wanted to bring it up because I think that's amazing. Just the timing of this, that second weekend, a B-movie clown sequel is going to beat out the mainstream, should have been a big deal, disappointed darn near everybody that even bothered to see it. Then people just weren't interested in it.
Yeah, wow.
Big budget clown movie sequel.
Wow.
Amazing. Let's start with a Patreon question, as we always do. If you would like to get a question in ahead of time, quick plug for Patreon, patreon.com/geekvolution. Just the $2 tier lets you put in a question every month, and I guarantee, no matter what it is within reason, I will answer it. We take one from each patron that participates with that, and we're going to answer one of those right now. I just put out feelers today for October. A little bit late on that, but we had some stragglers from last week. And away we go. Go ahead, Jason.
Just the two of
Throw
us.
it, just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Okay, we got a question from Saqib Tariq.
Hi, Saqib. Good to see you, man.
If you could only play 5 games for the rest of your life and nothing else, what would they be?
I thought we did this one.
We did not do this one.
It's Patreon, so it doesn't have to have a gong, but I'll gong it anyway. I feel like I feel gongy. I'm gong ho, as it were.
Yes.
5 games. Are you sure we didn't do this?
We could have done it maybe like a month ago.
I thought we tackled this already. Well, I'll do. You know what?
I don't remember doing it.
No, you know what I'm thinking of.
I did it.
I'm thinking of Joel's channel.
Oh. Okay.
I'm thinking of Poor Man's Retro Game Room
Joel,
because because he did a video on a similar sort of topic. I can't remember what exactly it was, but it was 5 games, and I think it was like it wasn't Guilty Pleasures. It wasn't like best games of all time. I can't remember what exactly the category was.
I think I watched
but it was
that.
sort of similar to this, and I wrote out a list in the comments of his video. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh. Okay.
That's why I feel like I've answered this before, but because I answered it in his comments.
Yeah.
No, you know what it was? It was games that made you a gamer.
I did see that.
That's what it was.
I did watch that one. Yeah.
And my answers would be similar.
Probably, yeah.
With this. So if you could only play 5 games for the rest of your life, is that the question?
Yes.
It, for me, is in no particular order. Nights into Dreams. This will be obvious for anybody that knows me and my gaming habits, but Nights into Dreams, Virtua Fighter 2, Donkey Kong Country. It's a toss-up between Mario World and Galaxy 2, but I'm going to say Mario World. Because I think I would get actually more bored with Galaxy 2 quicker than Mario World, weirdly. And then that 5th game would have to be a Sonic game. Did I say a Sonic game already?
You've not said
Okay, then it's going to be Sonic Mania. Only because there's a lot more variety in that game, and it's so authentic to Sonic 1 and 2 and 3 and Knuckles that it feels like those games wrapped up enough that I would not miss the others as much.
Yeah.
What would your 5 be?
5 games that I would play for the rest of my life. And nothing else.
John wants to know when I'm going to watch Terrifier 2. Challenge accepted. I'll do it now. I'm curious to see a Terrifier movie now to see if I like it better than Joker 2. Sorry, Jason. Give us your 5.
It seems like you wouldn't like it.
No, I'm sure
on
I'm sure I would hate it.
What people are saying. But
yeah, it
you
sounds
should do
terrible.
a blind commentary on one of them. Or both of them.
That's what Austin just said verbatim.
Oh.
Hi, Austin. Good to see you in the comments there.
Well.
Happy Canadian Thanksgiving this week.
Well, Mario 64.
And you can blame Canadian Thanksgiving for the fact that I had to axe some shows with Austin this week.
So, Mario 64. is up there.
Oh, sure.
It's obviously there.
You've played through that a million times.
Mega Man 2.
I suck at Mega
Man. I gotta get a fighting game in there. MK3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Oh yeah, sure.
Gosh.
I'm curious to see if it's all retro for Jayson. Gosh. Are you gonna say Fallout 3?
Or Fallout 4?
Or 4? I'm sorry, it is 4, isn't it?
I'd probably say Spider-Man PS4 over Fallout 4.
I'm surprised to hear that. Okay.
I might say Fallout 4 though, actually.
Ooh, and I didn't say Arkham City either. That's
yeah.
I kind of hate leaving that off. I don't know what I would get rid of. Maybe Virtua Fighter 2, just because if I'm isolated on an island, I wouldn't bring a fighting game. But if it's the 5 games you can play for the rest of the time, but I have friends still,
yeah,
then I have to have a fighting game.
If I have friends still, I have to have GoldenEye on there.
Oh, sure.
I'm gonna put GoldenEye.
Yeah. Even if you don't have friends.
I don't like playing that single player though, so.
Okay, yeah, I don't either. Have you ever attempted the campaign in that?
I have.
I can't get anywhere. I have no idea what you're supposed to do.
It's either GoldenEye or, you know what? I'm actually gonna say Quake 4.
Oh, sure. And that you would play without friends? You'd be alright with that?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite FPS campaigns.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
And then I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say Fallout 4.
Austin says Crash Bandicoot 2, Spyro 3, Medieval. It's cool he put Medieval. I didn't know you liked that game that much. So
he likes that game
Medieval, he suggested to me. I'd never heard of that game. It's repackaged for PS4 now. He suggested that I get that from Mikey, and Mikey and I were playing through that, and I got to get back to it, especially now that we're back to October. But we played the first several levels last year, and Mikey was adoring that. It's a really fun game. Yeah. Arkham City and Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm with you on Arkham City. I would probably have to take something off of mine, and go back to Arkham City. What a great question.
It is a great question. That is a great question.
You may have to speak up a little bit.
Yeah, that is a great question.
I'm going to check my levels and stuff here because it looks like we might be a little bit quiet tonight. Guys, we're going to try to do as much rapid fire as possible right now. So Jason's compiling questions. If you have one, throw it in for us, would you? We got a couple super chats right now. Jayson, why don't you hit those first? And away we go.
Okay, Mutale. Who has the most visceral scream? Bernthal's Punisher or Jackman's Wolverine? Also, Cap and Jayson, how would you design a Geek Evolution popcorn bucket?
Oh, I love that question. That's so good.
It's a big G that somehow you fit inside the circle of the G popcorn. Somehow.
Yeah, well, it has to look
G
like
planet?
It's not a popcorn bucket, and then when you find out how the popcorn fits in, it's still only like 6 kernels. Because that's how these novelty popcorn buckets have been.
Yeah.
It was like, how is that a popcorn bucket? Then when you finally find out, you have, for a minute, it's an epiphany. Oh, that's where it goes. And then you go, that's all the popcorn you can put in this bucket? Okay.
Yeah.
They're not actually popcorn buckets. Yeah.
I would make it that mug.
What mug?
That mug, right there.
Oh, that's the popcorn bucket?
Yeah, that mug.
But it would have, like, the G logo on it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. What was the other question?
Who has the most visceral scream? Bernthal's Punisher or Jackman's Wolverine?
This is not fair, but I'm going to give it to Jackman's Wolverine just because right now in the moment, I'm not really remembering the Bernthal scream. Like, I get it. He does kind of growl, kind of roar a lot. But I guess I haven't watched through that stuff in long enough that it's not in my head right now. So I'm gonna give it to Jackman. We all know what that scream sounds like. He really develops that by X2. Like, he's doing it some in the first movie, but like when he starts flying down that hallway at the soldiers that are there with Stryker, and also when he just yelling Stryker. Yeah. Stryker! Yeah, you got to give it to. Yeah, it's Jackman, absolutely. That is a wonderful question.
I want to hear the X-Men TAS Wolverine try to yell like that.
Well, and he yells a lot too.
He does, but he yells like very differently.
All right, give us another question.
Okay, Mutale. has another one.
I'm gonna try to come up with a better popcorn bucket. Go ahead.
Does Walter White fit into the Marvel or DC universe?
No, he's not a comic book character. I don't know if you know that. No, Walter White has always seemed to me like a, or at least when I first saw that show, I guess I have this a little bit less the more time has gone on, as I've seen other characters that remind me more of Lex Luthor, because I always had kind of a Lex Luthor thing with him.
Okay.
And then I don't know, maybe I actually watched the show before that, now that I'm thinking about it, but I was going to say, like, a more Lex type character certainly is Kevin Spacey's character from House of Cards. But actually, I guess I watched that first, so I don't even know why I'm thinking that now. But I don't associate him as much with that now, and partly just because he comes to it like so much later in life, and like he's still self-made, like a lot of versions of Lex Luthor are, and you know, it helps that like he's bald and he's a master manipulator and all of that, and lives in plain sight. But because he feels he used to feel more like an analog to me of a DC Comics character, I wouldn't really think of him as being in comics. But that show is so influenced by comics and comic culture that even though it is not there's not any supernatural stuff, there's not any super science in that show, it's always resonated with the kinds of people that like that stuff. And the fan base for it is very much the same kind of fan base that goes to comics and stuff. And there's a reason for that. It feels sort of like John Wick. It feels just really influenced by that culture. And so he could exist in comics, I guess, in either of those universes. I guess he feels like more of a Marvel character to me than a DC character.
Yeah.
Maybe. It would be kind of fun to see Walter White try to take the place of the Kingpin. Like the Kingpin becomes mayor or dies or something, and then Walter White comes in and...
I haven't actually seen Breaking Bad, but he seems like a Gotham character to me.
Yeah.
So I would say DC just based off of that, but
works either way, really.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along.
Okay, great. Asks.
Okay, great.
What
was that last one a super chat?
Yes, it was. Bam.
I don't think I did that.
Okay, great! ! Asks, what top 3 characters yet to be adapted would you like to see, and what 3 characters should not have been adapted to live action?
Okay, read that again. Top 3
characters yet to be adapted that you would like to see.
From what?
From comics.
From comics, okay.
And what 3 characters should not have been adapted to live action?
Well, I mean, I think it's okay to maybe attempt to adapt to anybody, but we could go to things that shouldn't have been adapted the way they were.
That way, yeah.
And it would have been nicer to see them. Yeah, so like, so far you've only had the one Hal Jordan. You know, would have been nice if that had been done differently.
Yes.
For instance. The number one thing, I'm going to go backwards with this. The number one thing that comes to mind is MODOK.
Yep.
That's one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
And then... so there's 2, and then the third one I will give you, maybe not the top 3, but the 3 that immediately come to mind. Nobody's going to be surprised by this answer. Everybody say it with me, Cassandra Cain.
Yeah.
That crappy Birds of Prey movie, which you haven't seen.
But I'm not going to because I know that she's terrible in it, so...
It will just piss you off.
Yeah, I will.
Characters that you'd still like to see adapted. This is getting increasingly difficult, and we're asked this all the time, or I have answered this question over time a lot. I think it is a question that should come up every year.
Yeah.
The more things get adapted, like what else is there left that you still would like to see? Hasn't happened yet.
Because I would say Guy Gardner, but
you're gonna get it. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, with one of my favorite actors too.
Okay, I know I'm going to DC too much, but Resurrection Man. But then again, a lot more stuff from Marvel has been adapted now than DC.
Yeah.
And adapted well. There's stuff that hasn't been. We just went through 2 of my 3 were Marvel things. But, no, I'm sorry. 1 of my 3 was Marvel things. But, MODOK. But I mean, there's other, like Malekith wasn't great. Like, there's other things I could have gone to. But anyway, so Resurrection Man is a big one for me. I think that would make a great TV show. Could be a cool movie too, but I would love to see that as a TV show. I would love to see a Red Lanterns thing just in general, but I would especially be interested to see who you would cast as. It's been too long since I've read Red Lanterns. Is it Bleez? Or Belize, I can't remember her name right now, but I would be really curious to see who you would cast as her.
Yeah,
because that could be really cool. Let me try to think of a Marvel character we still have yet to adapt. Obviously, Galactus would have been at the top of my list, but we're finally going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody leap to mind for you?
I mean, DC spoiler.
Oh, sure. I think you'll get that now.
I think
I think there's a really good chance at it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I've always wanted to see I'm hoping if not the first movie, the second movie for Fantastic Four, we get Molecule Man.
Okay.
I've always liked Molecule Man.
And
a live action Spot would be cool, but we've got a great Spot now.
Yeah.
And it's so weird we live in a day and age now where some of my favorite really obscure characters have been adapted well.
Yeah.
Like the best Clock King is an Arrow of all things.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago now. But then the Spot but I still want a big screen Clock King. That's in there too.
We've gotten this character, but we haven't gotten this costume.
Sure.
I want Spider-Man Bagman.
Bagman. Yeah, absolutely.
Spider-Man Bagman.
Sure.
Spider-Man Batman.
Okay, great, says Agent Venom, Flash Thompson. Yeah, of course. That's a big one for me as well.
Yeah. Actually, never mind. That was
I also, sorry, I know we're trying to do rapid fire, but let me add a kind of a weird runner-up thing and say because I don't really care that much about a live-action Miles Morales. Mm-hmm. But if you did it right now, could we please get the sidekick kid from Penguin?
Penguin? Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil anything from the third episode, but
He's just Miles Morales.
They have kind of made him Miles Morales in a way, but working for Penguin, and he'd be great casting. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to see that if you have to adapt that character.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along. Great questions so far tonight, guys. Appreciate you. Throw more in. We've got time.
Hayden Spring, who is your favorite Transformer? It is Soundwave.
It's so funny. I've gotten a little bit more into that franchise. Like, I like it more than I ever used to. Transformers 1, I had this just light switch. Oh, this is why people like it. You still haven't seen it. You've got to. This is why people love this franchise. I want to read Transformers comics now. I've never said that in my life, and suddenly I'm wanting to. I went and watched an episode of Prime like the very next day, which I hadn't seen in a while, just because now suddenly I'm in a Transformers. And I said when I reviewed that maybe the very next day I would lose interest in Transformers again. That hasn't happened yet. I think I could end up turning into a bona fide Transformers fan now based on that movie. It's so freaking good. It is, but what I was going to say is, I don't really have, like, the quintessential, no pun intended, the quintessential Transformer character, like, that just that guy I go to that series for yet, really. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit, I think, and just say Unicron. Because as I said in that review, I have this weird thing about giant ultimate, like round ultimate weapon characters and vehicles and stuff. Mm-hmm. I love the Technodrome. I love stuff like that. So I guess it's gonna be Unicron, but
it's gonna be Soundwave for me.
Actual Autobots and Decepticons, I don't really have one.
Yeah. For the longest time it was Bumblebee.
I mean, if I'm going to just Transformers 1, it's Alpha Trion. But I'm biased. It's Fishburne. Go ahead.
For the longest time, it was Bumblebee, but more and more I found, wow, he's annoying.
Yeah, I have that too.
Austin
and Cinematographic are saying I gotta, or is it Cinematographic? No, Hayden. I want me to read the Skybound comics. I'm going to. and Austin wants to review that with me, and I would be delighted to do that. I hope that works out. We have they have put out 12 so far. I mean, they've had just a year of those so far. I think I'm right about that. Really pencil-y art for Transformers. It's a really interesting style for that. It looks really good.
Cool.
I thumbed through the first issue, but I haven't full on read it cover to cover yet. Because again, I was in a Transformers mood, and I was curious to see what that looked like, so I popped it open and I was scrolling through it, but I didn't get a chance to actually sit down and read it because something came up. Anyway, what else, folks?
Super chat from Mutale.
Hey, what would you like to talk about?
Would you love it if Bryan Cranston was cast as Jim Gordon and Ralph Fiennes was cast as Alfred for Brave and the Bold?
I hate to say this, but no, because I think he's too old. Unless the point was just for a long franchise. I mean, like Cranston is in great shape. He's aging wonderfully well, but the guy's got to be in his 60s at this point, right? I don't actually know how old he is. I haven't looked his age up. But Cranston, would you do that real quick? I'm curious to know how old Cranston is right now. For a singular movie, it would be fun to see him play that character. I'm also in the camp that's a little bit tired of Bryan Cranston's name coming up. 68. See, 68. He's pushing 70. You don't want to cast him now unless the point is, as I keep saying with Gunn's universe, it's obvious that it's a lived-in universe. It's supposed to feel like we're coming in after, like, years, if not decades of material that we weren't around for. And if you wanted to do a movie where Jim Gordon is getting older and is about to retire, or you want to kill him off in a movie and then go somewhere else because we've had so much Jim Gordon and because we've got Jim Gordon in The Batman, I would maybe be okay with doing that with Cranston. Although it could feel like the Godzilla movie he was in, where you sell it on him and then he's dead in the first half of the movie or something. Oh my gosh. You know, you could do that.
That movie's great. But he gets no screen time.
But I'm also not saying I necessarily want a Jim Gordon that's just going to be there to get killed off right away, of course. But that would be the only way I would think you'd want to go for Cranston.
Maybe he dies at the end of the movie. At the end of the first movie or something.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I don't mean that I necessarily want that where you don't have a regular Jim Gordon for a while. Mm-hmm. There is a real question about how we're going to deal with ages with this, and if we're going to do kind of sliding scale for ages like with comics, where even if you decide somebody is quite a bit older, you recast them if they pass away or if they retire or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I started to say is, I'm already a little bit tired of Cranston's name coming up for everything, but he's getting up in years, so it would be cool for him to play something once, but it doesn't need to be a recurring character that's got a 7-movie contract or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Louis Cox, I don't need Lionel Luthor in these movies. And I would be shocked if they went that way. That keeps coming up with some people in our audience, and I'm like, guys, that's not what Gunn's going to do with his Lex Luthor. His Lex Luthor, I would imagine, I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I think he's going to be a lot more traditional, where he'll be the self-made man that killed his parents in a tenement fire when he was a lot younger, and there will be no Lionel Luthor because he's dead. Mm-hmm. I'll be shocked if that's not the case. All right, moving right along.
Or, like, pretended to die. I don't know. Okay, great. Exclamation mark. With shows like The Penguin, Peacemaker, Season 2, Lanterns, etc., is the TV the future for this genre?
I think we're going to see a new resurgence, a new renaissance potentially for, hopefully anyway, for good miniseries and maybe, prestige format kinds of things, and maybe some ongoing shows too, but they'll be more few and far between than they were when the CW was cashing in and oversaturating us with it. And it may not be the future for Marvel. I think hopefully they'll streamline and they'll do some here and there, but there'll be a lot more few and far between. But no, I don't think it's the future over movies. Mm-hmm. Because when they're good, or when people are really right now a lot of it is nostalgia stuff, but it's not just that. I was gonna say when people are really excited about characters that are finally getting adapted, or things we haven't seen in a long time, or just actors, we still will see superhero movies break records at the box office, and that just happened with Deadpool and Wolverine. So yes, as I've said before, there is some of this superhero fatigue happening where people are being more choosy about what they're seeing. They're not excited just because it's a superhero thing. But the genre ain't dead. Look at how much money it can make if it's the right thing. And that means that it ain't all going to television. Yeah. We also are not seeing people chomping at the bit for Marvel shows that look lackluster and are, kind of just poor comedies, and where they're 2-hour stories stretched to 8-episode miniseries, and where nobody's turning on the lights and you can't see anything, like with Secret Invasion. So I don't think TV is the future any more than it used to be, but I do think, just like with movies, you're probably going to see a resurgence again. Where people are, it looks like the quality is going to get a little better, and people are going to start caring again. And I want to say the quality will be more there on both sides.
Hopefully.
And when I say it looks like that, just because I know some people aren't excited about. Sorry, we'll move on. This is supposed to be rapid fire. I know people aren't excited about, or there's some people that aren't excited about Gunn and are not assuming, like me, that they're going to like what we're about to get any more or less than they did DCEU. I don't know that every single project is going to be brilliant, and I'm not excited about every single thing that's been announced. But we've got somebody running that likes comics and understands these characters, and that's exciting to me. Mm-hmm. Now, if he was making every one of them, which isn't possible, but I wouldn't be as excited about that, because I don't necessarily like his sensibilities for everything. Mm-hmm. But I said when he got the job, I'd like to see him make a Superman movie so that he can show us how versatile maybe he is.
Yeah.
And that is what he's doing, and we're about to find out. So anyway, all that to say, no, not the future, but I think we're possibly going to see more shows and better shows.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along.
Hayden Spring.
I got stuck in the well there. And nobody threw me a rope or anything. I was just at the bottom of the well, and
like Batman Begins. Hayden Spring. You're making a superhero movie, and the only requirement is that James Rolfe has to play the protagonist. What movie do you make? And he also
is this a super chat?
No. And he says,
I want to gong it. Somebody leave a super chat so I can gong it.
And he says, wow, that's the stupidest question I've ever asked.
I'm just kidding. Don't feel like you have to leave a super chat. Thanks for the questions. No, that's a really funny question. James Rolfe, for folks that don't know, is the angry video game nerd. That comes up every so often because I'm a pretty big fan of at least some of the older stuff with AVGN. Although I say older stuff, I like some of the newer stuff more than a lot of people do. I have fallen off of that like a lot of people. I haven't watched him in a while. The last couple episodes I saw were a little lame.
I think it got really bad, I thought, in around 2015, and then through there, and then it got better after COVID, and then it got down again. I feel like
he looks burnt out.
Yeah,
he needs to take a year off.
Yeah, he does.
James Rolfe's gonna play. I think he's easier to cast as a villain.
I think he is.
I would see him as not the Riddler, but like a Riddler type.
Punisher.
No, but who would he play as? I was gonna say something like, I don't know, like Clue Master or somebody, or somebody. But if James Rolfe was gonna be a superhero, is that what you said? Yeah,
yes,
protagonist of a superhero movie.
Yeah.
I don't immediately see him as anybody.
He has a very specific type that I'm trying to rack my brain.
Well, he's like me. He's just too nerdy of a build. Like, who would you cast me as? As a superhero.
But he also can.
You wouldn't cast me as a superhero.
But he also can be angry, so that's good.
So we need an angry superhero.
We need an angry superhero.
So he's a Red Lantern now, is what you're saying?
Yes.
He's some Red Lantern.
He's Supergirl.
So that. You got me with that. That was off the beaten path. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I get to use the gung again. He's Guy Gardner as a Red Lantern.
He's Guy Gardner as a Green Lantern.
No, as a Red Lantern.
Or I mean, that's
because he's angry.
Sure.
But I don't know, like a toy man or something. I'm only casting him as villains.
Yeah.
In my head. Austin wants him to be Silver Surfer. That's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
Is there like an X-Man he could be?
Would
you please write down Wolfenhart's question?
Yes, I am.
I love that.
Who's that guy with the glasses that? Gosh.
Well, that's not that guy with the glasses is not James Rolfe. That's the other guy. That's Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic is that guy with the glasses.
Sure.
Do you not even get this joke?
No.
You set me up for the best joke regarding this, and you didn't even know what I was talking about.
Henry Gyrick.
Do you know? Again, but that's a villain.
Right, but like
that's good.
It's good for him.
No, that's
like,
really good.
I feel like it's really good, but he needs to be protagonist.
Like who's the nerdiest besides Beast? Who's like the nerdiest X-Men character you can think of?
James Rolfe as Beast.
But yeah. So do you know who Doug Walker is? The Nostalgia Critic. Okay,
I know
so
he also
So he used to have a website called thatguywiththeglasses.com.
Oh, I did.
And that's what that website was before it became Channel Awesome.
Okay.
And when you said that guy with the glasses, you perfectly set me up.
Okay.
And then it went right over your head.
Well,
but
sorry.
Luckily, and this is my golden rule, jokes are always funnier when you explain them.
Yeah.
Can we move on? Because this we've lost rapid fire.
I'm just gonna say he's Henry Gyrick. That's the perfect guess. Okay.
So wait, that sounds like a Sony movie. The Henry Gyrick movie.
Gyrick.
I want it to be a crappy TV show now.
Gyrick, a Star Wars story.
Gyrick, an X-Men story.
Okay. We got a super chat.
S for Sentinel.
Yes. Oh gosh. $2 super chat from Senior 6. In the Geekvolution biopic, who plays you?
I've gotten this a few times, and was this a super chat?
Yes.
I don't fan cast super well.
James Rolfe.
That's the answer, right?
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Henry Gyrick.
Because the obvious thing that everybody always, or obvious because for some reason people always look at me and say you look like this guy, but everybody always goes to Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Although you grew your hair out, so you don't look at like
I don't
Seth
look at
Rogen
as much. Well, is there somebody with longer hair that still looks kind of geeky like me? I'd rather Seth Rogen play me right now than Jack Black. I'll say that.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along.
I am Cap.
What was it? Doomsvince is Captain Logan?
No. When Jack Black plays Steve.
Because he is Steve.
Yeah, he is Steve. DJ says, so this is what rapid fire looks like from this side.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, I'm slowing down because we don't have a ton of questions yet.
Okay, Wolfenheart XD. Why do you like velociraptors so much? Aren't they just giant turkeys?
Yes, but in my defense, they seemed way cooler and more badass than giant turkeys in Jurassic Park. And so I am very specific in my velociraptor obsession. Because for me, velociraptors are like dragons. They're a fictitious creature that never really existed. Because they're what Jurassic Park altered them to be. And, of course, we know now that they had feathers and they look more bird-like. And so they still would have been really scary if they attacked you, but they wouldn't be as scary looking as they are in Jurassic Park. So they're like a more kind of alien, unreal creature to me. So what I'm really more of a fan of is the Utah raptor. which is much closer to what Jurassic Park did with Velociraptors. And I've always loved the plot point in Jurassic Park that allows them to relatively get to Velociraptors, because they mix DNA with other species. So their Velociraptors don't have to be just like exactly what they would have been in real life, because they alter the DNA and they kind of make it into their own thing. But the Utah Raptor is the raptor in real life that looked, at least based on skeletons, the closest to what Jurassic Park did with the Velociraptors.
Yeah. Okay.
The real question is, why don't you like Velociraptors as much as me? Because Velociraptors are just objectively the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And I still want a tattoo of one.
Yeah.
That's one of the few tattoos of things I want.
If you like Utah, so you like Utah Raptors. Does that mean that you also like jazz?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's funny. I am a big jazz guy.
Yeah.
So I guess I just need to move to Utah.
Yeah, you do.
Except I don't think I'd actually like living in Utah.
I mean,
but
Utah doesn't actually have a lot of jazz. They have like
the jazz.
They have the jazz.
We actually
like,
have more jazz here because we're in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And Kansas City is a big jazz.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
we got like
spot,
the Blue Room and stuff.
But it's one of the big, central progenitor places for jazz. Okay, moving right along.
Okay, Dan's Den.
Hi.
What was your favorite blind watch you ever had, be it movies or TV?
Oh, wow. You mean on stream?
Yeah.
We've done a bunch of those. He actually kind of blindsided me with this. Yeah, well, I'm hesitating because we had a lot of fun with the Danny Phantom stream, but I didn't end up going back and watching a bunch more of that show for whatever reason.
You showed it to me.
Same thing recently with Ben 10, where these are things that I really enjoyed while we were watching them, but were not enough my thing to keep doing a lot with afterwards. Like, maybe I'll go back to those.
Yeah.
But I introduced them to my kids, and my kids ran off on them, particularly Ben 10.
Yeah, with
Mikey's obsessed with that now. He's played a video game. I bought him a book. Like, he's into that show.
Yeah. Did you?
Oh, I know what it is.
There were a few animes that you liked, right?
Yes. I
don't remember what they were. The ones that you liked, but
yeah,
DJ says cats.
No, that was painful.
And he says also Flubber.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I think my favorite ones have been Patreon streams that the regular audience wouldn't necessarily even know about. But one of them was We're Back, a Dinosaur Story.
Yes.
That was an amazing stream. That was amazing.
I need to watch that finally.
I also really enjoyed, was it Jayson X? We did a... Was it? I can't remember. It was a horror movie where the slasher goes to space, and I think maybe that's what that was funny. And I had a good stream with Alien versus Predator with Austin. Yeah, we've done a lot of really fun blind streams.
Isn't that movie like really really boring?
No, it actually wasn't.
Oh, was it not?
No,
oh.
two supposedly is.
Okay. I thought that was supposed to be like...
I mean, it's terrible, but I wasn't horribly bored. I was a lot more bored when Brandon and I tried to do a blind commentary on Apollo 18.
Oh, no.
That was awful.
Oh, no.
That was, we thought it would be funny. We were like, hey, we're going to talk about this and make it funny, and it didn't work. Same thing with Velocipaster. That was not as funny as it
What?
It was Jayson X. Thanks, John. But yeah, I was gonna mention something else a minute ago. I can't remember what it was. We better move on. It's supposed to be rapid fire.
Yep, it is supposed to be rapid fire.
What it's more turned into is Q&A. Thanks for participating, folks.
All right, we got a Patreon question from SS Jerry.
Hi.
Can you recount?
Ask us more questions, folks. We need the questions. We got 12 minutes before the break.
Can you recount a time you were interested to read a comic but was left utterly disappointed?
Yeah, I mean, that's happened lots of times. I don't know if I can...
Can you name one?
I don't know if I can think of a great example just right now off the top of my head.
Power Rangers Justice League?
Yeah, that was terrible. Unfortunately. And that was the first place where we finally really did something with Zed.
Yeah.
And that was before we realized Zed was going to get a lot of great stuff to do with Boom later on.
Yeah.
That's an example. Sorry, my mind is kind of blanking out.
That's a big example for me.
Carnage USA. I think that was a Zeb Wells thing, maybe. That's not great.
Carnage USA?
Is it USA? There was a Carnage miniseries that he did that I really, really disliked. Early on when I first started reading new comics. I gotta get my head back into that space, because I don't read current very much anymore. So yeah, I mean, back when I was doing new. Oh, you got to refresh your page there. Back when I was doing new comics every week, there were lots of times where I would pick up a new thing and expect that I would like it because it was a character or a franchise I was a big fan of. I don't know, for whatever reason, my brain is going to stuff from quite a long time ago when I first got back into reading new stuff like Daredevil, the Daredevil event, Shadowland. That was really disappointing.
That sounds like the place from Skylanders or something. I don't know, someplace like that. There's like deep in the Shadowlands, like.
Super Secret Crisis War should have been better than it was, but the one shot tie-ins were pretty good. There's some stuff. I didn't love the Batman Ninja Turtles comics as much as I expected to. And I can't get into the Power Ranger ones. I don't think they're very good at all.
Oh gosh, I'm not gonna read those. I might read back through Batman Ninja Turtles. Did you ever actually read
the animated series crossover? Was the worst of those, I thought. That was not great.
Oh, haven't seen that.
But partly because I didn't like the art.
Oh, okay.
It just didn't look enough like that show. But sorry, what were you gonna say? Did I actually read what?
Did you actually read 2? Batman Ninja Turtles, Batman Ninja Turtles 2.
Yeah, it's okay.
Is that the one with Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw that, but I know I actually read that before you.
I'll say this, I've gone back to big heavy hitter, like seminal runs that I thought were great when I read them, where I was kind of buying into the hype of it, and then... Or maybe I looked at it on its own and I also agreed was great, and then I went back 2 years later and didn't care for. We've talked about some of these. A lot of it is Batman stuff. Hush I don't think holds up. Long Halloween, I'm sad to say I don't think holds up great.
Oh, no.
I love stuff in that book, but it all kind of falls apart by the end. It's been a while since I've read that. Maybe I'll come back around on it. I don't know. But that's what I had the last time I looked at it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Let's do another Patreon question.
Oh, Clayton Crane. That's who that was. Carnage USA. Yeah, thanks, Hayden. Go ahead.
Let's do another Patreon question.
Okay, let's do it.
Amalgam Nation, did you ever read through the Matrix comics? I'm currently through the first volume, and most of it was great or an enjoyable read.
I have tried to look at that. I can't get into the art.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just overly... I don't... Like, sloppy's not the right word. Like, it's real... pencily and gritty. It reminds me a lot of some like Alien Predator comics and Terminator comics, where the faces are kind of amorphous and almost like surreal looking. And I don't know if the stories are any good. I just never got very far. I think those are all black and white.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've tried, but I have not been able to get into that. Maybe at some point I'll make the attempt again. So I can push past the artwork, but I just didn't care for it. It's too ugly looking for my personal taste.
Sure. Let me ask you a question that we have discussed before.
Yeah. Rapid fire turned into we ran out of questions, I think.
Yeah.
Folks, we got 7 more minutes before the break. If there's more stuff you want us to talk about, throw that out. And when we come back from the break, we're going to do something totally different in the back half. Now, we can still answer questions in between stuff if people want to throw out some super chats and stuff during that. So we will still, we're not doing last call for super chats or anything. We can still answer some questions in the second half, but we're going to play some music and we'll answer questions between songs.
Yeah.
But we're going to do some live music for you after Jayson does his segment.
Yeah.
And we're taking song requests.
Yeah.
Good.
So this was a poll from Movie Fan, so shout out to that channel.
I think I know what you're going to bring up here.
Which is better?
Yeah.
The Matrix or John Wick?
See, you ask me that question, my brain explodes.
Yeah.
You know? And at first, I want to roll my eyes and be like, you're only asking that because they're both popular things with Keanu Reeves. And then I think, but they do have lots of story stuff in common. And in some ways, they're kind of like a companion piece, where in its way, there's a Matrix in John Wick. Have you thought about this?
Yeah.
There's this secret society nobody knows about, where the world is different than people realize. Where you pull a curtain back and things don't work the way you thought they did.
Yeah.
Although Matrix is a little bit different because it's not really a secret society; it's reality itself. But you could use the Matrix.
It's also secret. Not everyone knows about it.
You could. That's what I was going to say. Is you could use the Matrix as a metaphor for what's happening in John Wick.
Sure.
So that's interesting. But while they're both maybe influenced by some of the same things, and you've got the stunt guys from the Matrix coming in and actually making this. They both have a lot of comic influences. They're also in different genres, and I feel like they're both excellent in their respective genre. Like, it's almost not fair to compare them.
I will say, as far as original movie goes, I love the original John Wick, but I am going to say Matrix is better. But as a franchise, John Wick is a better franchise.
You could also maybe even make the case, though, that John Wick is less derivative than The Matrix. Because if you know The Matrix influences, I mean, there are detractors even going back to when that came out that look at The Matrix and say, here's all the stuff you're ripping off.
Yeah.
You know, like you're just stealing from Ghost in the Shell, and you're stealing from there's a big comic that I've never read that I forget if it's Ennis or who wrote it. Is it Transmetropolitan? I can't remember if it's that or if it's something else. I'm talking on the other side of my face right now because I've never read it. But there is some big comic series like that that is apparently like not one-to-one Matrix, but really, really close. And people complain about that. And John Wick, I feel like its influences are more like clearly just influences, where that does feel like an original story, like more so. But also, The Matrix introduced me to all those ideas, and I had not seen any of its influences.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's an impossible question just on a personal enjoyment level for me.
Yeah.
Like, The Matrix edges it out only in that, I'm already a big sci-fi buff, and that made me appreciate cyberpunk, which was not a genre I knew very much about before that. So it's real foundational for me, and I come to John Wick, obviously, later in my life when I'm, you know, an adult, and I've already got a lot of my own interests and influences worked out, right?
Yeah. And Matrix was one of my first R-rated films.
Yeah.
So that's very...
But there are also a lot of ways where John Wick kind of, just on a technical level, improves on The Matrix. Just in, like, it's not visual effect wise innovative in the same way because it's not about the visual effects, but it really ups the ante, especially when you get further into the franchise, on the martial arts and on the action, and also maybe John Wick. Like, again, for me, just looking at those two movies, it doesn't edge it out because I'm such a big Matrix guy. But that's just, you know, subjective interest. If you then can pull the curtain back and look at the rest of it, John Wick has a great franchise, and The Matrix does not.
Yeah. Well, John Wick doesn't have a boring movie.
They're all good.
Yeah. They're all great.
And Reloaded is fun, but it's convoluted as hell. Like, there's no weak link in John Wick movies. I like them all.
And
2 is probably my least favorite.
Yeah.
But I like them. But I like them all.
Me too. 2 is the one that...
But I think it's really great.
Funnily enough, 2 is actually the one that I've seen the most.
Oh, weird. But it's got such a good ending.
Yeah. And also they have this in common.
Nobody in the comments cares about this question.
The sequels go, into each other. Where
Yes.
Reload and Revolutions go into each other, and John Wick 2 and 3 and 4 are all one story.
Yeah.
As well.
But what's cool about it is that they made a standalone movie and then they made a trilogy.
Yeah.
And that's why it is not redundant or pointless for that franchise to have a fourth movie. Because it does break the formula with that. Where you have the Back to the Future thing, and like you said, the Matrix thing, Star Wars has this, et cetera, to a degree, et cetera, where you make a standalone movie, and then to make it a trilogy, 2 and 3 are one long story. With John Wick, they made a standalone movie that needed no more, and you could just ignore that it has more of a franchise. But if you want to keep going, there's a trilogy that's a sequel to that, and it's brilliant.
And it's like Star Trek, too. 2, 3, and 4 Star Trek.
To a lesser degree, because
4
4 should have been more of a third movie in that franchise. But you're right. 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4 is more of a proper trilogy. It's a little bit, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because they have nothing to do with motion picture. That's a really good call.
Yeah,
they were supposed to be more of a trilogy than they were. But wow, that's sharp.
Yeah.
Nicely done. I mean, obviously I know 2 and 3 and 4 are a trilogy, but I wasn't thinking about it in the sense of you made a movie and then you made a trilogy.
Right.
Wow. Nicely done. All right. Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Jayson, thanks for helping me stall with that. That was a topic that Jayson mentioned to me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, ooh, bring that up on the Captain Logan show. That's interesting. And he was like, I don't know why you want to talk about that, but okay. And then he wrote it down.
Well, I mean, I understood.
No, you were like, why are we doing this?
Oh. I was waiting to get for a couple weeks, but
That was a great sentence. Okay, we'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then Jayson's got a segment for you, and then we're going to play some live music. You guys feel free to throw out suggestions for songs that we could attempt. We're just going to mess around, so we're going to play some stuff we played together before. We're going to try some new things. We don't really have a plan. We're just going to
jam a bit.
Yeah, we're going to jam a little bit. We've been playing music together all week. I feel like we sound the best we've sounded, and hopefully we can translate that to you guys, but we really felt like so if you'll indulge us, I think it'll be a good time, and we'll try not to get a copyright strike. We'll see you here in just a little bit. All right, folks, we're back, and we just gotta kind of angle
Can you just
ourselves.
put it back there?
Can you go that way? What's that?
Can you just like put it there?
Back this way?
And
Are you
just
gonna be able
angle
to?
it
You gonna be able to see it if we do that?
Yeah.
Okay, Jason and I here in a little bit are gonna play some live music for you, but before that, Jason has a segment. And he said he wanted to do a recommends.
Yeah.
Jason, what would you like to recommend today, sir?
I would like to recommend a video game.
He's taking us all the way back to the Cap and Vince days.
Yeah.
We should bring Vince in, and we should make him do like 20 recommends in a row. we should be like, you haven't recommended anything in a while. You gotta catch up. You gotta catch up your recommends.
That's hilarious.
He spends an hour just telling us whatever he's been reading and watching for the last like 3 years or something.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna recommend a video game. And this is like an actual recommends. Like you should play this. I think that a lot of people that are watching would like this.
What would a fake recommend be? Like everybody go to Joker 2. Psych.
So I have
if you like having your time wasted, you have some options. You could watch us,
or you could watch Joker 2.
You go to Joker 2. Here's a real recommends. Watch us. Sorry, go ahead.
So we recommend you to watch us. That's a real recommend.
That's a real recommend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just recently.
Isn't that dictionary definition prescient to the choir?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So I just recently got into a video game that I am going to recommend to you, and it is it's a Japanese only DS game from 2006.
So Jason hacked his DS.
It is this,
and he's been playing all these old DS games.
It is this it's this Japanese only platform fighter from 2006 called Jump Ultimate Stars.
What's a platform fighter?
Like Smash.
Oh, sorry. Okay, now I understand.
Platform fighter.
I didn't know that's the
name for it.
I didn't know there was a name for that because I always just hear Smash clone.
Yeah,
but that makes sense because Mario Kart gave us the kart racer.
Yeah. It's a relatively new genre, like title for it, but yeah, it's kind of a Smash clone, but it has very different. It has a lot of normal like 2D fighter sensibilities as well. But it's called Jump Ultimate Stars, and it is a crossover game where you play as a bunch of Japanese anime and manga characters, but it's focused heavily on the manga side of it, and it has this very cool.
It's got like Dragon Ball and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's got Dragon Ball and Naruto. It's got all the big three.
What are the big three?
Bleach, Naruto,
okay.
Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Those are the big three from that era. And it's basically it's like a Smash. It's like a Smash game where there are 4 fighters that are fighting together in this stage with a bunch of different like platforms that you can jump on and whatever. And then there are also you press a button and hold a direction and it'll do a different thing than just pressing the button without holding the direction. That's very Smash. But you have an actual health bar, and you have like an actual block that doesn't run out.
Okay.
And so
it's not just percentages.
Yeah, and it's got a very cool thing where you will like get hit if you block for too long, and if they keep hitting you while you're blocking, you will get hit eventually. But there's like a block, like if you keep pressing a certain button while you're blocking, then that won't happen.
Oh, that's
and
weird.
So it's kind of like a block attack, and then you can also like attack your opponents.
Because for a minute, it was reminding me of all things of Sonic the Fighters.
Yeah. So it's very
where you got like a shield.
Yeah. So it is very Marvel versus Capcom-y, in that you have multiple characters that you switch between. But then there are also allies and like
Like support characters?
support characters and what they call help characters that just like give you an extra special ability, but like that's it. That's all
Does
they
it
do.
have a gigantic roster?
It has a gigantic roster.
Is it bigger than Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yes, it's for actual playable characters. I think it's like 80.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. But yeah, the way you do it is there's this like panel that is like on the bottom screen while you're playing forever, like during your battle, and that you can actually like customize and create different like decks with. And so there's a deck building aspect of it, and so you basically have these like manga panels.
Japan loves its card fighters.
Yeah.
And just working that in as a mechanic for everything.
And so you basically have these like manga panels that each character has a, like the playable characters have more squares than the assist characters. And so the playable characters might have 4 or 5 squares, and you only have like a 4x5 grid. So you have to be like, okay, well, if I have 3 playable characters, then I can't have as many assist characters. So it's a really cool idea.
Okay, sure.
And then there's also, because it's Japan, it has a level up thing as well, where every character starts as a help character, where it's just one singular square.
Interesting.
And then you level it up with like different points that you get. And then
now I see why you've been playing that so much.
Because there's so much.
Usually fighting games like that, I want to have another player. But it sounds like there's a lot to do one player with.
There's a lot to do one player.
Like to unlock.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a very fun game. I recommend it if you can emulate it, or it's like $10 on eBay. But emulating it is better because there are English translations.
I was going to say, at least, are there English patches?
I'm playing a half English translation where all of the main stuff is translated into English, but there's still stuff that's like Japanese that I don't even know what it says, but yeah.
I've been wanting to play that ever since you brought it up.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Didn't you say there was a Death Note reference in it?
There are assist characters, and which sucks, but
Oh, they're never good.
no, they're good.
You just wish there was.
I just wish they were playable characters. But yeah,
because Ryuk would be a really good choice for a fighter.
Yeah, but there's a Light and Ryuk one where Ryuk is like behind him, and like Light like writes someone in the Death Note, and then like you pick a character, and then they get written in the Death Note, and then they get like half of their damage taken out or something.
That's super cool.
It's very cool.
Hayden wants to know if he should buy the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Yes, it's wonderful.
Can he? Okay. Or should he?
He sure can if he wants to. And I've got gameplay on the channel, just sampling each of them. So if you've never seen those games, or you just want to see how they run on Switch, they're more or less, it's exactly what they'd be if you got the a 1-up, or if you were playing them emulation with MAME or something. There were some little tweaks and changes here and there, but nothing that I found super noticeable. But yeah, really cool that you decided to bring that up. I really want to play that game. It looks fun.
It's very fun. I need to get back to it too.
Real quick house cleaning stuff before we play some music for the rest of the show. Again, feel free to keep asking questions, and we can answer stuff in between our songs. We're gonna be real, kind of haphazard and informal here, just playing whatever comes to mind, and we want to take suggestions from you guys. If you really know your They Might Be Giants, ask for Team VG, because we know how to play a lot of that, and that's primarily what we cover. But we also are dipping our toes into lots of other stuff, and we might do some REM tonight. Sure. There's different things we could try. We did, was it Our Lady Peace the other day, or was it? No, I forget. Yeah.
We did do.
We did that. So if you want to suggest something that's not Team EG, make it as mainstream as possible. There's a chance that we'll know it, and Jayson can play chords, and then just keep it kind of on the rock side of things. And the other thing I wanted to mention is no stream tomorrow night, probably. I'm working on getting started on the editing for the Superhero Rewind movie, and Austin is going to be out of town, so he won't be able to do a request this week. But we'll see you later. Thanks for being on the program. Appreciate it.
Do you want to start with the jam?
Yeah. Let's do that. We'll just loosen up a little bit. We'll jam a little bit before we get into an actual song. But anyway, I was also going to say on Friday, late, so we're not going to start probably until 11 p.m. because I've got plans with my wife that night. I'm going to be doing a commentary on Misery, my favorite horror movie of all time, for the month of October with John, my good buddy John, who's there in the comments right now. It's going to be really late. I mean, if you're cool staying up, we're going to start at 11.
Oh,
so yeah, probably not.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
what the heck?
You can
That's
watch
like
it with me ahead. Well, you can watch it with me ahead of time.
Okay.
But you might not be able to be there for the actual commentary. Anyway, and then the other thing I wanted to mention, and I'm going to be cryptic about this because I don't have it totally hammered out yet, but it looks like 98%, probably 99% it's going to happen. There is an interview that I am working out with what will be the biggest deal interview I've ever done, if it works out. And I don't know if I should make too big of a deal out of this, but some of you guys will be really excited when you find out who it is. And I don't know if I should say anything else, Jayson, but there may be a big interview down the road. And I'm hoping that I can get that person on the Captain Logan show, but it might have to be pre-recorded because I don't know what that person's schedule looks like. I'm being really cryptic. I'm not even going to tell you if it's a man or a woman yet. It is a man or a woman. That's all I'm going to say. Wow. But yeah, should I even say category or anything?
You can say category.
Do you think?
Because then people might not.
It's a Star Trek thing.
It's a Star Trek thing.
Yeah. And people that really care about Star Trek will think that this is amazing if it happens. And it looks like it's going to happen. So anyway, more information about that when I have it. In the meantime, Jayson?
Yes.
I want to... Oh, we're just going to jam first.
We're just going to jam.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't really like how we're set up.
Well, why don't you set us up differently?
But I don't know how.
Well, we did this before.
We've done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
Can we put this like that?
Yeah.
I just need to be able to see. There we go.
Just where do you...
Right here.
How close do you need it?
Just like that.
You good?
And then we're good. Cool.
Is that still in your way, or are you good?
No, I'm good now.
All right, cool. Let me just get our levels here.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to play guitar first.
I'm going to start with ukulele.
Okay, that sounds good. You want me to give you a beat, or do you want to play us in with something? Why don't you play us in with something?
Oh, gosh.
Or do you want me to give you a beat?
No, I'm good.
No, Hayden, I'm not interviewing a Gorn. was cool, man.
That was very cool.
So you want to jam a little bit more, and then we'll get into some songs? All right, folks, give us a request. I like to call this piece the low end. That just sounds like an REM sometimes. What is that song? Da-da-da. Oh,
I'm feeling gravities.
that's what it is. Gravity's Pull.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
That's cool. I'm glad you're finally getting some use out of that guitar.
Yeah. I'm really only jamming with it right now, but
Yeah, you haven't gotten into.
I don't
chords yet.
like guitar chords.
Well, bust out your ukulele and let's play some Team G.
Sure.
He's got to put his
play?
guitar in his sleeve. I've got a song pulled up.
Oh gosh. Is that actually what you want to play?
Yeah, I mean,
Go.
unless you don't want to. I thought we get some spine going here.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, I thought we'd done that.
No,
Oh, okay.
we've never done it.
Well, let's do something we've done then.
We can do a different spine.
No, I thought we did that.
No. I was just playing that on piano.
Oh, cool.
I was just playing on that on keyboard.
We were playing the other day, and Jayson pulled out a little electric keyboard that just sounds awful, but it was hilarious. Just the speakers on it.
It's so terrible.
It was so funny, and he kept jumping back and forth between that and ukulele.
He
sounded great, but
it
it
plays
sounded
terrible.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to just bring my keyboard down at some point.
This thing is rattling and it's irritating. I'm gonna have to pull the plate off of this and fix that. Hopefully that's not picking up too bad on the mic, but it's what I got right now.
Let's just go right into it.
You ready? I've got my house surrounded. I know I'm in there. Come out with bow The bars are in my eyes, and kisses make you cry. Smiles turned out misleading, and memories a lie. I've got my house surrounded. I know I'm in there. Come out with both my hands up, and don't make me come in and get me. Don't make me come in and get me. Don't make me come in and get me. Drop our gain here a little bit. We're getting into the red. That lyric toward the end, smiles turned out misleading. Reminded me a little bit of Joker 2.
Wow.
All right, Jayson.
Burn.
You throw us one, man.
Yeah, sure.
More Team EG, different band. What do you want to do?
Let's do another Team PG. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Thanks for indulging us on some music again tonight, guys. And again, we'll take some requests if there's anything anybody wants us to play. Now, this is the main reason people come for this show, but we did tons of Q&A in the first hour, so hopefully folks don't mind this too much.
Let's do...
Go quick, go quick.
I'm gonna... Let's do a John Henry. Let's do Snail Shell.
Did we not do this last time?
Oh, we did do this last time.
That's all right. We'll probably play it better than we did last time. Here we go. Are you ready? Yes. Sir, hand, or is it ma'am? I fell out of my right place again, and you considered me, and now I'm where a snail has to be. I wanna thank you for putting me back in my snail shell. I wanna thank you for putting me back in my snail shell. Was it something you would do for anybody? Was it what you'd only do for me? I need to know because you see I wanna thank you for putting me back in my snail shell. Friend, look what you gave, and how can you ever be repaid? How may I give you a hand from the position at your feet where I stand? So let me thank you for putting me back in my snail shell. I'd like to thank you for putting me back in my snail shell. Was it something you would do for anybody? Was it what you'd only do for me? I need to know because you see I want to thank you for putting me back in my snail shell. Snail shell. Thank you. Snail shell. Thank you. Was it something you would do for anybody? Was it what you'd only do for me? Or was it something when you acted when you saw the need and knew that there would be a way that I could be repaid? And so it may, but for done, sir.
Thank
You want to do some REM?
Some R.E.M.
Or do you want to do that again?
No, not at least not right now.
No, that's fine. I don't really want to do that either. Throw us an REM song.
An REM song. You want to do Kenneth? What's the frequency, Kenneth? You want to just do Losing My Religion?
Yeah, we haven't done that in a long time. I mean, it's like, no, you know what? Let's do Stand again. That was good.
Stand. Oh, no.
Oh, you don't want to do that again?
No.
But it sounded good.
It sounded good for the first half, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Because I didn't look at the chords, and then I'm like, well, I mean, I can.
There was gonna be a key change.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for it.
We can
and
do
then
it without the key change, I guess.
Yeah, let's do it with a key change.
Oh, okay, all right. He's gone full circle on this, folks. All right.
Why are there 2 X's on my ad? Which one do I even click?
It's messing with you. You have to guess which X you're supposed to press.
Let me look at this real quick. Cool. Yeah.
Is that in key?
Yeah.
All right. Or in tune, rather?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's C sharp, so it sounds bad whatever key it's in. Whatever tune it's in. I hate C sharp.
All right, here we go. Stand in the place where you live. Now face north, think about direction. Wonder why you haven't before. Stand in the place where you work. Now face west, think about the place where you live. Wonder why you haven't before. If you're confused, check with the sun. Carry a compass to help you along. Your feet are going to be on the ground. Your head is there to move you around. So stand in the place where you live. Now face north, think about direction. Wonder why you haven't before. Stand in the place where you work. Now face west, think about the place where you live. Wonder why you haven't before. Your feet are going to be on the ground. Your head is there to move you around. Your wishes were trees would be falling. Listen to reason, the season is calling. Stand in the place where you live. Now face north, think about direction. Wonder why you haven't before. Stand in the place where you work. Now face west, think about the place where you live. Wonder why you haven't before. Wishes were trees, the trees would be falling. Listen to reason, the reason is calling. Your feet are going to be on the ground. Your head is there to move you around. So stand. Now face north, think about direction. Wonder why you haven't before. Stand. Now face west, think about the place where you live. Wonder why you haven't. Stand in the place where you live. Now face north, think about direction. Wonder why you haven't before. Stand in the place where you work. Now face west, think about the place where you live. Wonder why you haven't before.
Yep. Oh. No, it's we can just end there.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It's
You almost had
well.
it.
The problem is it has 2 key changes.
Yeah.
So the second key
That's
change...
why I stopped, because I went, oh, he didn't try that key change before.
The second key change sucks.
Braden Atkinson, are we still doing the call-in part? Not tonight. We will probably do that soon, though.
We might do it soon.
We've been talking about doing that soon, yeah. But feel free to still ask questions if you want to. We can do questions in between songs, and feel free to ask for a song that you think we might know.
Any kind.
Any kind. Well, you know.
Yeah, do you want
rock stuff.
Do you want to do that song?
Not really.
Yeah, me neither. Dun, 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 dun. Oh gosh.
Hey,
let's do that.
Let's play a song that we just started trying yesterday. You want to do it?
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Team BG songs, and we've been playing together for 6 months, and we've never tried this before. And I'm glad we finally attempted it, because it sounded pretty good, I thought. Braden, you guys actually sound pretty good. Or at least a lot better than I could do. Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot for that ringing endorsement. Really appreciate that.
Okay. There you go.
I love what this sounds like on ukulele. It's cool. The statue got me high. The statue. Now look. The word is high. You have to sing it high. You can't go
High.
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 Yeah, if you're gonna do it like that, you gotta wave at people when you say it. High.
High.
High. High.
High.
Like, what do you gotta sing it like an Eeyore? It's like, oh bother, the statue got me high. The statue got me high. The statue got me high. The monument of granite sent a beam into my eye. The statue made me die. The statue made me die. It took my hand, it killed me, and it turned me to the sky. The stone, it come to me,
And now I see the things the stone has shown to me.
a rock that spoke a word.
An animated mineral, it can be heard.
And though I once preferred human beings' company, they paled before the monolith that towers over me. The statue got me high. The statue got me high. The truth is where the sculptor's chisel chipped away the lie. The statue made me fry. The statue made me fry. My coat contained a furnace where there used to be a god. The stone, it come to me.
And now I see the things the stone has shown to me.
A rock that spoke a word.
An animated mineral, it can be heard.
And as the screaming fire engine siren filled the air, the evidence had vanished from my charred and smoking chair. And what they found was just a statue standing where the statue got me high. And what they found was just a statue standing where the statue got me high. And now it is your turn. The stone, it calls to you.
Can't refuse to do the things that
standing where the statue got you high. And what they'll find is just a statue standing where the statue got you high.
Hi.
That song is so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
Braden, dang it, I put on my calendar since you said you were going to do it on the last one of these. Did I say that last week that we were going to do Colin this week? I thought I said I was kicking it around, maybe. I didn't remember saying it definitively. So apologies with that, but we'll try to do it soon. Yeah. I am sorry if I straight up said next week Colin show. I didn't remember that if I did. But a lot can change in 7 days. Oh boy, that was fun.
Yeah.
All right, Jayson, we still got about 20 minutes, man.
Cool.
Are you going to keep playing?
Yeah.
Well, I hope so, because we don't have much else in the way of plans right now. This is what we felt like doing for the second half.
Yes.
I
want to do something from Glenn.
I thought you might.
You want to do answer? You want to do Madam? You want to do...
You want to attempt
Villanelle?
Into the Rope?
I don't really want to do Into the Rope right now.
Oh, okay. What was the other thing you said?
Answer, Madam.
I don't remember how answer goes.
Finally answered all your prayers.
Every time we play this, I'm like, how does this go again?
We've only done once.
Oh, yeah, no, I can do this. That's right. I never remember this until I looked at the lyrics. I'm like, oh, that's how that goes. It's a good Liddell song. All right, here we go. Thanks for watching, folks. Unseen Hand, clap, clap. Oh, thanks. What song was that? That was great. That is one of my favorite songs from Apollo 18. I wish I was wearing my Apollo 18 shirt right now.
Yeah.
Jayson, I should have done that. Called The Statue Got Me High.
Yes.
And that record is wonderful. And it's my favorite They Might Be Giants record. And it's a lot of the reason that I am the big Team EG fan I am. But I love, of course, most of their discography. Until, the last few years. But I do have to say that some songs that I did not love on the record, I have appreciated more after playing them. And we should maybe look at one or two of those tonight. Of songs of more recent records
you want to
that
do
we didn't
from
really
book or something, yeah.
Yeah, that we didn't really like that much until we played it. And then we went, oh, this is fun.
See, I've actually come to really like I Like Fun and Book.
Yeah, we like something from I Like Fun.
Join Us is still
Introduce people to some of the newer stuff.
Join Us is still in my
Bottom.
Is still their worst album in my opinion.
In some ways, I think Nanobots is worse though.
And they and Flanzy thinks that it's their best album.
Nanobots?
No,
Join Us.
Join Us.
Wow.
And it's
such
like,
a flanzy album. Though.
It is, and it's like none of it goes together, and it's like
I know. Well, let's not just analyze them. Let's play this. Here we go. This is Answer from, and again, none of this is our music, by the way. We're playing Team EG tonight, so we will get copyright flagged again, but that is fine. And this is from an album called Glean, which was
great.
weekly Dial-A-Song songs that they posted through what? 18, 19?
Through 15.
Oh, was that far back?
Yeah.
In my mind, this is a lot more recent.
They did another
That's
one.
what it is. That's what it is. Cool Unseen Hand. Check it out. All right, here we go. Do we do a plan for this, or do we just jump right in?
No, year after year.
Year after year, though every dream of a pony would end in tears, the cake was lit, and as you blew the candles out, your heart refilled, and every year, your dream was killed. It may take an ocean of whiskey and time to wash all of the letdown out of your mind. And this may not be the thing you requested, but I am the answer to all your prayers. take an ocean of whiskey and time to wash all of the letdown out of your mind. And this may not be the item you selected, but I am the answer to all your prayers. I told you I don't know the song that well. All this time, the surveillance machine has been all up in your affairs. When will you realize that I am the answer to all your prayers? It might seem like a thankless existence. I don't know how this part goes.
But don't lose hope just yet.
Yeah, I need to learn this.
You'll be remembered for your persistence, and this is the thanks you get.
I don't know this bridge.
You
wanted tall. I came in under 5'4", then I came under 5'4", then you asked for dark. That's how it goes. I tend to sunburn a lot. Ask for handsome, well, can't help you there. So make of it what you will. It may take an ocean of whiskey and time to wash all of the letdown out of your mind. And I may not be the one you expected, but I am the answer to all your prayers. All this time, interested agents have been eavesdropping upstairs. When will you get that I'm the answer to all your prayers? I don't know this song. All this time, the surveillance machine has been all up in your affairs. It should be clear to you by now that I am the final. I don't know how the syncopation works with this song at all. Answer to all your prayers. Okay, I thought I knew that song a little better than I did.
It should be clear to you by now that I am.
That song is fun because of how unintuitive the meter is, but I just haven't listened to it enough.
That's a lot of new Linnell.
He loves that.
He loves that.
Do we want to do more new stuff, or should we go back?
Yeah, do you want to look at
almost,
book?
I almost want to go back and play something I know a lot better.
And then we'll go to new.
Yeah, we can.
We'll go back and then we'll do a new. And then we might do a non-TMBG song.
Yeah, we got
10 minutes?
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes. Okay. Do you want to do some... Wow, where did the time go? Do you want to do something from... Cast Your Pod?
Cast Your Pod.
And I don't know, maybe we can do like a more mainstream, like big TMBG song that more people would know.
We did 2 of them already, so...
Oh, I guess that's fair, yeah.
We did 2 of their hits already, so... Vestibule.
Yeah, we can do that. We haven't done that.
We Live in a Dump.
Or Cast Your Pod again.
I don't want to do
Ah, we had so much fun with that yesterday, though.
We did, but I like other songs better than that.
Okay, help me remember the rhythm with this. Vestibule, locked inside. Sorry. It was an accident. Now I'm locked within. Senator Arlen Specter is waiting outside in the car. I am the germ collector. I'm getting paid for every jar. That bit was gnarly. Had you done that before?
Yeah.
That was cool.
I remember I had done that before. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
Lovely.
The Mexican...
You want to do something else from John Henry?
Sure.
Or what do you want to do? We got a few minutes. Let's do, I don't know, like 2 or 3 more?
Sure.
Thanks for hanging out tonight, folks. Once again, if you want to ask us another question that we could throw in right at the end here, feel free. And if you have a song that you want us to do, feel free to do that too. But thanks for just listening. Appreciate you. And thanks for indulging us. We're not doing this every show, but just occasionally. We feel like taking the opportunity to play some music with you.
Unrelated thing.
Sure.
Stomp box.
Stomp box. Didn't we do like a slower version of Stomp box at one point?
No.
I couldn't remember. Okay.
That sounds terrible.
But we could make it sound great.
Stomp box.
No, you're right. No, you're right. Let's not do that. Okay. Do you smile 'cause I'm funny? Said the man. I wasn't joking, and I meant the thing I said. Not at all, not at all, said the woman to the man. I was thinking of an unrelated thing. Unconnected and free. No relationship to anything. How come you never look me in the eye? Aren't you listening to me? Said the man. Not at all, not at all, said the woman to the man. I'm still thinking of an unrelated thing. Something other than here. Something else besides the man. Please explain that expression on your face, and I'll know what's beneath it, said the man. No, you won't, no, you won't, said the woman to the man. I'll be thinking of an unrelated thing. I'll be thinking of an unrelated thing. Okay, so that was entirely too slow.
Yeah. So I just started filling everything.
That was pretty fun though. Miguel, hey Cap, hi. Just popping in for a few. What are some recent books you've read, both of you? I'm sorry to say I have not had time to read a ton lately. I've got some things I'm actually about to have to read for prep for some stuff on the channel. And one of them, I can't tell you what it is yet because it has to do with that interview, that Star Trek interview I'm going to get. But somebody has a book coming out, and that's why I might be getting an interview. And I have a review copy in my possession, and I've started thumbing through it, but I haven't read it yet. And what I have looked at it, it's really cool, and I'm excited to talk about it. But I'm gonna be reading one of my wife's favorite novels. Well, I started it. I haven't gotten very far in, which is a book called Scaramouche, which had a movie.
Can you do the Fandango?
Anyway, what have you been reading lately, Jayson?
Well, I read Casino Royale for like the 10th time because that's my favorite book. And I am about to get to Live and Let Die and actually start reading through the series.
So Live and Let Die.
Dun.
You want to play that?
That's close enough, right?
Can we play that? I don't know if I know that song well enough to actually play it. And that's so instrumental.
Live and let die.
I've already lost interest in this idea, actually.
Live and let live. There's something that you're living.
Not too long ago, I started reading the New Frontier series by Peter David. Star Trek books. Oh yeah, it's just mostly instrumental.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some more TBG. Yeah, we're gonna have to quit here in a minute. Okay, let's do a really good play-out song, Jayson. What do you think?
You want to do...
You pick.
Road Movie?
Do something a little... I don't know.
It's the last track.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
But maybe we should play something a little bit more peppy than that.
Oh, okay.
Well, we just did Unrelated Thing, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I want to do something a little bit more exciting than that.
Okay. Let's do Cyclops Rock.
Oh, sure. That sounds fun. Although I think we maybe played that on stream before.
We have not.
Have we not?
No.
Okay.
We only just started playing that.
I'll take your word for it, sir.
I'll take back my
Pinata, it's wasted on you.
Alright.
We should cheat and do two songs.
Yeah, I also, to answer that question real quick, I also...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Read the first, 5 chapters of Alexander Hamilton, and I need to finish it. But it's really long. And I just bought 2 biographical books, or just kind of history books. I bought What the Eye Hears, which is the history of tap dancing, and I got Billie Holiday, The Musician and the Myth.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize one of those was a Billie Holiday book.
Yeah. One of the best biographies, apparently. Of
Miguel came back and said he wants to pick up James Bond novels.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's going to do that. All right, here we go. This is from a TMG album called Mink Car.
It is.
My wife adores.
And I like a lot, but...
And this is one of those songs that I like more playing than actually listening to.
Yeah.
We all should...
Because we play it...
We also should turn the gain down because this one gets loud.
We play, the 1999 version, which is awesome.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Do we play this? Give me a tempo for this. I can't remember how fast we typically play this. I taught you how to Cyclops rock, and then you go and turn around and break my heart. Then you go and waste my Cyclops time, mess up my Cyclops mind. I'm sick, like Chucky was sick. My defeated heart keeps beating on. I won't die, like Chucky won't die, but I'm not here to socialize. Gotta find a new place to hang out, 'cause I'm tired of living in hell. I'm a mess since you cut me out, but Chucky's arm keeps me company. I'm a fright with my tombstone smile. All the children run away from me. Gotta find new friends to hang with, 'cause you're all afraid of me. And I taught you how to Cyclops rock, and then you go and turn around and break my heart. Then you go and waste my Cyclops time, mess up my Cyclops mind. Jayson! It was sweet, like lead paint is sweet, but the after effect left me paralyzed. I just stared with my one glass eye, hoping you won't be back again. thanks so much for joining us for the Captain Logan Show. Jayson, let's do a play-out song instead of our regular play-out music.
Sure.
That might be fun. Maybe that should be a road movie. That'd be good. I just thought of this. It's brilliant. We'll be back again next Thursday.
Do we want
night.
to just do it instrumental?
No, I want to sing.
Okay, sing.
What, I can't sing?
You can sing.
Oh, thanks.
But usually,
That's such a nice
our
compliment.
outro music is like not.
Yeah, I know, but
It's like instrumental.
well, anyway, we'll be back again next Thursday night for another Captain Logan show. It'll be more of a normal show. We'll have lead-in topics and everything. And Friday night, once again, real late, 11 o'clock Central, John and I are going to do a commentary on Misery, and we'll have a more normal schedule probably next week. But thanks a lot, as always, for joining us, and we'll be back again real soon. I was Captain Logan.
And I was Jayson.
And thanks a lot for listening. Goodbye, folks. Oh, sorry. We're... What's the matter? Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I messed it all
chord.
up.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
I got
That's
the
all right.
chord version wrong.
We're in a road movie to Berlin. Can't drive out the way we drove in. So sneak out this glass of bourbon and we'll go. We were once so close to heaven. Peter came out and gave us medals, declaring us the nicest of the damned. Time won't find the lost. It'll sweep up our skeleton bones. So take the wheel and I will take the pedals. We're in a road movie to Berlin. Can't drive out the way we drove in. So sneak out this glass